Good evening and welcome back to Mystics Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and I know I say this quite a bit, but I have my two favorite ladies, okay, and I can say that. And welcome back, Tricia. I've missed you.
Oh, I've missed you as well. I've been very busy.
You've been very busy, but as the president of the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and as we gear up to our busiest time of the year, I know you're busy.
Yes.
I know you're busy.
I feel like I don't know where the day goes every day.
But we've got an exciting event coming up, and I want you to introduce probably one of your, well, you've got great staff members, and so why don't you go ahead and introduce the next person.
Well, I'm very happy to introduce Hannah Stewart, our events director, and who has put an amazing amount of time and creativity and thought into our upcoming Mystic Outdoor Art Festival, which is our premier event at the Chamber. It really is. And it's a premier event in New England itself.
Yes.
So this is one of the best in the country, and I'm just going to hand it right off to Hannah because she knows everything that there is about this event and what's going on, and I couldn't be prouder to have her on the show today talking about it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that lovely introduction. So I'm obviously here to talk about the Mystic Outdoor Art Festival. It is the oldest festival of its kind in the Northeast and now one of the largest. It's going to be August 8th and 9th this year, Saturday, August 8th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then Sunday, August 9th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it's the second weekend in August. Lots of different great things happening. Over 250 artists, over 100,000 pieces of artwork, over 2 miles in downtown Mystic. There's a lot going on, so it's going to be a great event.
And just to interject just a little bit, Tricia, and you've actually grown up with this event, I know for a fact, but you know, when we talk about 2 days, really, the magnitude in events really starts around January, and it gears up in these last few weeks. And when you are taking over this great magnitude of an event, it was quite a learning curve. And as Hannah Stewart came up and started with the process, the learning curve was great. But she just dove in, and on behalf of my co-chair, Josh Lyons, and I, we just want to thank you, just not only for the sponsors, and you're going to hear about them a little bit later on in the show, Tricia, but you just took it just with, I thought we would be a little bit of more hand-holding, and you just went right in and basically just took it over, even though there is sort of a benchmark with this event. I think you've taken it to the next level.
Thank you very
Hannah,
much.
and it's just been exciting. And every time I talk to Tricia, she said, "You're not going to believe what Hannah did. You're not going to believe what she did with this event." I'd meet her for lunch, and it's just inspiring. And you've really done a great job.
That means
with
a
it.
lot. Thank you. And I have a great support system as well with the Chamber staff and Tricia. And also you and Josh Lyons are both the co-chairs of the
and
event.
we're happy to do it. Oh, wait a minute. That might have been a little bit of a snafu. If Josh, I hope he never watches this show, but he'll probably watch this one show. But of course, he'll be coming up from Savannah in the next couple of weeks. Well, soon he'll be up here because the art festival's right around the corner, and dedicating his time and services as well. So, what do you want to talk about? There's a lot of different things.
We have a ton of different things going on. So I actually have some pretty big thank yous I want to get out there, kind of get them out right off the bat. And I brought a list that I don't forget anyone. But some of our larger sponsors this year, the Hilton Mystic. I don't know if you folks have stopped by there recently, but they're doing all these great renovations. They're under new ownership, and they sponsored this event, so we're really excited to have them. We also have Masonic Hair at Mystic, which of course is going to be a new facility in the area, another great thing for our economy. Also exciting this year, we have King Arthur Flour, which I am thrilled about. So if anyone is familiar with their products, they sell flour. And they are going to be coming this year on Sunday only, but they are bringing a cookie bus, which is essentially a food truck where they are making and handing out cookies to the community. So we're really excited about that.
Do they actually make it in the
truck? Yeah.
They actually, so this is homemade cookie.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
And one of the nice things that they're doing is they're going to be collecting donations, and all of the proceeds are going to be going back to the Gemma E. Moran United Way Labor Food Center in New London. So they're really bringing it home, which I like. So we have King Arthur. We also have Geico is coming again this year, and they're actually doing an interactive display, almost like a video game center.
With the gecko?
They're going to have the gecko and all parading around the festival. So we're excited to have them. We have The Day, who produces our art guide, which goes out, and it's a super helpful publication for the festival. Edward Jones Investments, Jim Bates' office in Mystic, who is our former president of the board, and we appreciate everything he does for us. We also have Advanced Improvements, which is going to be the headquarters for the Mystic Outdoor Art Festival with all of our volunteers as well. So we appreciate David's help with that. Hall Communications, all of the radio stations with their promotions, and also the Mystic River Press. So we have some very large, wonderful sponsors involved.
That's fantastic.
So,
That really is
And
great.
I think it's definitely worth noting that, you know, we have these national companies like Geico and King Arthur Flour, but how crucial it is to have the support of our members and these local organizations that, you know, in turn benefit from this event. People will stay at the Hilton. Hopefully people will realize this is a beautiful place to live and they maybe want to retire here and purchase a home at Masonic-Care. So we really, it takes the community to pull off an event like this. And also our wonderful Town of Groton and Town of Stonington Police Department could not do it without them.
Tricia, you've seen it sort of evolve in the last few years, and we talk about community and sort of the outreach. How important does the chamber, I mean, as the head of the chamber, that message of community support and even in the residents and the downtown merchants, how important is that message to send out there and say, hey, listen, this is sort of your festival? Is it something that the community embraces?
I strongly believe that they do, and I mean, they recognize that these artists are people that they want to partner with, that they're their colleagues, for instance, for maybe you could say it that way, for the weekend. So if they're outside of their shop, you know, establishing that relationship, and that's just one little change that we've made this year, and I'll let Hannah kind of explain how that's going to work, because it does go to show the community getting involved and supporting the artists that come down here.
Absolutely. So this year we're doing a cross-promotion program. It's very small this year. We only have a handful of artists and downtown merchant businesses participating, but I'm hoping to grow it in the future. Essentially what it is an artist is partnering up with a downtown merchant to cross-promote one another's presence at the festival. So whether it's through social media, Facebook, press releases, e-blasts out to their merchant lists and their clients, just letting each other know that they're there and kind of expanding the influence. So.
And I'll tell you, Tricia, so this came out of our events committee and sort of brainstorming, and I can't remember who brought, it might have been Jim.
It was Jim Bates himself, yes.
So it now, can't remember, now I remember. But one thing, and Hannah takes sort of the lead as director of events, and so all these wonderful ideas with some of the key people from the community come, and board members as well, come out with these great ideas, and thank you for that, Tricia, because that's what I was kind of getting to is sort of, it's the community that owns this event. It's not only the residents, but the downtown merchants, and never mind the great restaurants. We are known, I just read an article on R36 on the Connecticut Magazine. We are known for our wonderful restaurants in the community as well.
Which are packed that weekend. So, I mean, and I think that there was, when you were asking about, you know, seeing changes and things like that as things have evolved with the art festival, I believe that there was a time that it was maybe seen as perhaps just a tourist event, like, oh, you know, that's a crazy weekend in Mystic, you might want to avoid it. But now I think that people think, wow, it's a great event that's happening where we live. We should get down there and see what's going on. And, you know, we're lucky to live in a place that hosts this event that brings 85,000 people into it. And support these businesses that in turn, you know, support the other businesses. I mean, it's just, it's a circle. And
and big domino effect.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that that's been one change that we've definitely noticed is that, and I've just noticed from my own perspective in being in this position is just that you learn that it's more and more, I mean, people travel from all over, but definitely a lot of locals support this event and come every year and get a painting from a specific artist to add to a collection, things like that. And so it's really, it's great to know that they don't all run out of town when this happens.
And so it is a juried event, Hannah.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process?
Yeah, absolutely. So we go through an online system called zapplication.org. It's a pretty brand new system for us. This is our second year using it. Hopefully we'll continue using it in the future.
Is this easier, you think?
I think it's easier. It's a little bit more user-friendly. It's definitely been an adjustment for some artists, but I think it's a positive change overall. You just upload your photos instead of sending us old slides that you have to hold up in the light or put in an old slide machine. So we're getting with the times, which I like. So you apply online, you create a user profile, apply for our specific show, you submit 6 images. We had almost 400 applications this year, which is a great number. We accepted a little over 250. So, you know, it is a juried show, meaning that an anonymous jury gets together and they essentially choose based on those images who is in the show. And then from there, you know.
And that's a process in itself, and hours and hours
absolutely.
of looking through.
Dozens and dozens of hours, yeah, absolutely. So from there, you know, people accept or, you know, reject, depending on circumstances, their application into the show. And you really just go from there. So booth assignments, all that fun stuff is really through Zapplication, which has been really nice.
So what types of media do we have in these?
We have a ton of different types of media. I know
she knows this event like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to forget some now. So we have acrylics, oils, watercolors, pastels, sculpture, metal. We have a whole crafting street, an entire street, Cottrell Street, which is dedicated to crafting.
So graphics,
illustration, ceramics, jewelry. I'm forgetting some.
No, I think you.
But there's a lot.
Yeah.
You
I don't think as much as you forgot.
Yeah, so a very wide range of mediums in the show, which I think a lot of people appreciate as well. There's a lot to see and a lot to take in. There's something for everyone, really.
And Tricia, do we have a gauge on how many people actually visit this art festival? I mean, I remember there was at one time we had a specific number, but
we estimate just based on various components that we gather information from, about 85,000 to 100,000.
That is an enormous amount of people that come through.
And I mean, it's always weather dependent. You know, we kind of opt, or not opt, we don't get to choose the weather, but we look for a date, or an ideal day for the art festival is a day that's warm, might be kind of overcast, not raining obviously, but not the perfect beach day, because you want people to come out and enjoy the artwork, and if it's a little shady, that kind of works out.
And if it's really hot, it's tough to walk around too.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
But I think one thing, you know, going back to the jury piece, is not only is it a juried art show, it's an awarded art show.
Absolutely.
So I think that it's really important that we kind of touch base on how we have a huge amount of categories that we give out cash awards in, and that's, you know, a reason why a lot of these artists continue to participate, because they obviously want to win cash.
Absolutely. It's over $10,000 worth of cash that is given out in awards. So very high number. And of course, Courtyard Gallery in downtown Mystic is the sponsor of the award breakfast that we have on the Sunday of the show. So all the artists gather and we hand out the awards, and it's a really nice morning.
Right. And I think you found this year there's a lot of new artists too.
We do have some new artists. Yep, we do have some returning favorites, and we also have a pretty strong new presence as well, which is great. We always welcome, you know, fresh blood into the show. So.
So tell us a little bit about the volunteers and how
yes. We cannot do it without our volunteers.
And the captains and how that works.
So we have a very strong, dedicated team of volunteers. It's almost 100 that end up coming throughout the 2 days of the festival, and we appreciate everything that they do. The actual Saturday of the show, a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of us get there at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
We're supposed to get there at 6, but what ends up happening is the artists get there between 5 and 5:30, and if you're not monitoring them, so most of us get there around 5:30.
And I think that one thing people may not even know, this is like a behind-the-scene fact, is we go out at 6 a.m. the morning before on that Friday morning and mark all of the spaces. And if we're off by even 2 inches, that can set the entire thing into chaos. So we have to be there when the artists are showing up and when they're setting up and assisting them. And we need all the help we can get.
Yes, and that help comes in the form of street captains, is really the official term that we give them. And these are individuals who a lot of them have been doing it for years and years. And we're also bringing in some new people to train this year. But they make sure that those artists and their booth spaces are directly where those lines are. Because we put a lot of time into measuring it. And like you said, it could go into absolute chaos if we're off even by this much. Someone could end up in a storm drain or in the middle of the street, and we certainly don't want that. So.
And one of the reasons why we talk about the art festival and why we love it so much is because we end up with the great days, but what goes into it and I always say this, the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce has a small staff and manages this magnitude of the events and many other events that we have year-round. And when you think about just all the events, whether it's our annual dinner, whether it's 40 Under 40, whether it's some, and they become this big success. It's amazing what happens out of your staff in your office. And the other thing is too, without these volunteers, and like you said, seriously, we would not have, been able to do the art festival. And when it rains, or it even has a little spitting of rain, then we're back out on the street the Friday night to make sure that, you know, the chalk is marked again, so that we can, you know, go back out the next day and make sure the tents are set up. And then also, just from on the police side, when I wear a police hat, there'll be no parking set up at 11 o'clock at night. There will be the Groton side and the Stonington side posting, so if you are on Water Street and you are on Cottrell Street and any of the streets in between in town of Stonington, please look at the, I believe it's green, I don't know, some years are orange, but if there is no parking, we do give you an opportunity to get your car off the street, and don't forget, it's only for the 2 days.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And I think one thing we should mention is that it's never too late to sign up to volunteer. So even if you're just watching this right now and you're like, hey, that might be something I'm interested in, volunteer shifts start at 2 hours. And it's a great opportunity to participate, give back, get involved, and be part of the festival while also taking in all of the festival. So it's, you know, you kind of get a behind the scenes feel, but you also get to get down there and enjoy it. And, you know, there's camaraderie between everybody that's working. And so anybody that's interested still in volunteering can definitely contact our office and contact Hannah, and we'll get you signed up for a spot. We love our volunteers.
So what, you know, we walk around as a family, what do we have to do with the children? I mean, the children have anything to do?
There is lots to do for the children. I have a whole schedule right here. So there is the children's...
Funny you should mention that.
I know, right? There's the Children's Art Park, which takes place in the Mystic River Park. So Ann Szymanski is our Children's Art Park coordinator, and she really runs with it. So thank you to Ann. She has a great schedule all set. But on Saturday, we're going to have activities from the Mystic Art Center, Little Learners Children's Center, April's Balloon Creations will be there, and also some face painting. We also have the Stonington Community Center and Riverfront Children's Center. Everyone is going to be doing very hands-on activities that children can participate in and then even take home with them. So they get to leave with some artwork of their own, which is nice. And then Sunday, we have the Lyman Allen Art Museum. Mystic Aquarium will also be there, as well as the Denison Pequot Seapost Nature Center and April's Balloon Creations again. So.
Oh, April's coming back twice.
I know.
Yes,
Can't
I've
get enough.
seen her. Yeah, I've seen her in some of her outfits, and,
yes.
and it's quite a to do all those balloons and to get it on her body.
She's
is
very
unbelievable.
talented.
She was here in the show a couple years ago.
Oh, nice.
She couldn't sit. She stood the whole time. But anyway, it was pretty neat. And then we have speaking of artists, we have someone who's friends of the chamber and has been with the chamber a long time and is supportive of the chamber. And why don't you tell us a little bit about our T-shirts and the poster that this wonderful artist.
Absolutely. So Rita Rivera was the winning designer for our T-shirt for this year for the logo. So she put together this amazing logo, which I'm obsessed with. So she
one that likes anchors.
I love anchors. Yeah. So she put together this logo, which we love and have put on T-shirts this year. But also we've put canvas bags together, which is brand new this year. And hopefully they will sell well. So we love these. And it's nice. You purchase a piece of art. They're only $10, and you get to take the artwork home in this. So
it's fantastic.
Yeah. But Rita owns her own graphic design and communications company called Love and Pop Designs. And she's on our board of directors. So thank you, Rita.
It's fantastic. It really is. And then the posters.
Yes. I almost forgot.
And we're doing something a little bit different with our posters, right? Or the little, she's going to sign.
Yes, so Rita is also doing, she has these really beautiful mystic prints, and so she is signing them, and we're going to be selling some limited edition prints of her work. So that will be available as well. But this poster she also designed.
I think
and you can see these all throughout town, and even if you want your own copy, you can contact our office. So.
So we do a lot through like Zapplication and all this stuff, but Tricia, we also have actually a handbook that the art guide too, right? That's still...
Yes, the publication.
The publication, and when does that come out?
That is in the day on August 5th,
correct.
I believe. We just finished the proofs for that earlier this week, and We're very excited. The Day does a terrific job in putting that together. It has the directory of all of the artists, you know, what their medium is, what their booth space is. It has all the information about, you know, everything that Hannah's just given you, but also, you know, information about there's various nonprofits out selling hot dogs, hamburgers, water, soda, everything like that. So it's a great piece you can pick up at either information booth. We have one on each side of the river, one right at Bank Square Books, and then one right at across from the flagpole on the Stonington side. And so we're really pleased with how that publication is.
So how many booths this year? Were they?
2 information booths.
2 information booths. We did away with the one way in the back,
Yeah, that didn't get us much traffic.
No, those are the ones that we concentrate on the most. So they can pick up an art guide. They can also, will the t-shirts be sold at the booths as well?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And we're also doing pre-sale orders through our office. So you can either call our office or even go on our website, mysticchamber.org. You can buy them right online.
Yeah, it's funny that a lot of people collect these t-shirts.
Yes.
They do.
It really is, you know, you talk to people and they say, oh, what's the art festival t-shirt look like this year? And you tell them about it and they'll say, well, how do we get a hold of it?
Yep.
You know. So why don't you tell us the list of some of the paid, I don't want, some of our artists, the names of our, what do you call them?
Sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Our nonprofits?
Nonprofits.
Our nonprofit.
No, our art awards themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
I had a little bit of a, because I was going into the
my other
nonprofits
pages.
too.
Okay.
Thank you,
Artist
Tricia. I thought you would
awards.
read my mind.
Sorry.
So Courtyard Gallery is sponsoring the actual breakfast itself.
Right.
Best in Show is being sponsored by Mystic Diner. If you haven't been there, their food is incredible. So definitely
Great
check
place
it
for
out.
meeting too.
Yes.
Great place for
place.
me. We've had several breakfast meetings there.
So the Working Artist Award is being sponsored by Delberet Bach, who is one of the owners of Courtyard Gallery and an incredible artist himself.
And a past,
Yes.
Mystic Outdoor Art Festival participant.
Yes, and a winner as well.
Yes.
Also sponsoring some awards are Grover Insurance, Bank of America and Mystic, Block Janny and Pascal, Abbott's Lobster in the Rough, Costello's Clam Shack, R&B Apparel Plus, which is right down the street over here, David Brown, who's on our board of directors, From This Corner TV, which I believe is also filmed here as well.
Yes, From This Corner TV is filmed here as well, yes.
Lions Asset Management, Simply Majestic.
Yes, we have to do something together.
Yes, and the Catherine Forrest Craft Foundation. So thank you to all of those businesses.
Right. And just getting back, those are awards that the artists, this is what they come for.
Yes.
And if they win it, there's a cash prize for that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And then we also hold the night before, it's not actually the night before, it's a Wednesday, something for our volunteers. Why don't you?
Yep, so July
about that.
29th, we are holding a volunteer appreciation party, and that's at Pizzetta in downtown Mystic, so thank you to them for hosting us. It's a nice opportunity for everyone to really meet each other ahead of time, get a solid idea of what the volunteer role really is, from being at an info booth to being a street assistant to potentially helping out in the children's art park. So you get a feel for what your role will be that day. You get some pizza, soda, and a nice t-shirt. So it's a fun time.
It was a fun time. It's a great way for us to be able to thank everyone ahead of time, because by the time the weekend is wrapping up and it's like you're so grateful for what everybody has done, but you're so wiped out from being out there that it's
That
really
is true, Tricia.
it's a nice opportunity for us to really show our gratitude ahead of time and you know, let people know that this wouldn't happen without their support.
Yeah. And so talk a little bit too, Hannah, about the nonprofits.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull out my list again. I'm so glad I brought this.
Well, there's always a lot going on too. And
Yeah,
we
there's
just
a
don't
ton
wanna,
going on,
we
and I
don't
really
forget.
don't want to forget anyone.
Yeah.
So we have the Terry Broder Breast Cancer Foundation. They'll be on East Main Street. They're going to be handing out literature and different things about their organization. We have the Boy Scouts of America Troop 76 is back again with some food like hot dogs and hamburgers. They'll be at the flagpole. We have Coastal Masonic Lodge number 57. They will be by Bank Square Books with some food as well. We have Beach Brook Farm Equine Rescue, and they're going to be in front of the AT&T building.
Right.
And they'll be handing out information as well. We Adopt Greyhounds will be there, and they will be, you know, adopting greyhounds. There will be live
the
dogs.
docile dogs that ever. You never hear
They're
a peep
adorable.
out of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
There will be live dogs there, and you can learn a little bit about their organization and potentially how you can adopt an animal. Mystic Rotary Club is going to be doing 3 locations for Dell's Lemonade, which everyone, of course, loves. So they'll be at Bank Square, the Flagpole, and at the end of Cottrell Street. We have the Knights of Columbus coming again with food, and they'll be in front of St. Patrick's Catholic Church. And then finally, we have the State of Connecticut Department of Mental Health Authority, and they're going to be in front of Whalers Inn, and they'll be selling some water. So lots of great things.
So where can people park?
I was just going to say that.
The magic question.
Yeah.
She usually, that's what she usually, I usually look to her because I know she finishes my sentence.
Yeah. So parking, really, when you're parking, you're paying to park at any of the lots in downtown. For instance, like the majority of the churches have parking at their lots. You're really supporting them as a nonprofit as well.
That's
so
correct.
That's important to notice. Yeah. The Knights of Columbus has a lot right off of Washington Street on the green that they've used for years, so parking there supports them. The parking, it can be a little bit tough, but just looking for your churches, things like that, and there'll be signs directing people where they can go. The side streets on either side of the river. I mean, you just really want to make sure you're not parking at a no parking sign. But there is plenty of parking, and we can accommodate that. I think I was just trying to,
and then of course, I mean, any of the streets that there's some available parking on the streets.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. But anyways, thank you, Tricia. Hannah, we're wrapping it up a little bit, but I had a couple. Geez, this went fast.
I know.
The chamber girls are here. Just a few minutes, and I just want to point out something. I had a conversation with you a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "How are we doing? How's the art festival?" And all. You said, "I really love what I do."
I do. Yeah.
I said, "Wow, well, that's great. I mean, we're here to help you, but what is the most important thing that you think you have learned this past few months with the art? It's your first one."
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the details. Just really thinking through, and you may have a problem in front of you or an issue, and instead of freaking out and immediately going into panic mode, stop, take a deep breath, and think of all your potential solutions before, and approach it that way instead of immediately freaking out. So it's definitely a large-scale event, and I've been so honored to be the one planning it. I've grown up in this area. I've watched the festival since being a child, and it's fantastic to give back.
And we'll have to buy our painting this year.
Yes, yeah.
Walk around.
Round two.
And I mean, before we close up, I just have to one more time thank Hannah, because what you will see coming up on future shows is not only is she working on the art festival right now, she has 4 other events that she's got in the pipelines in the next 3 months. So I think it's really, I just want to say, you'll hear more about those events. The Chamber's getting a lot of, doing a lot of different things, some new events, some tired and true ones, but Hannah's the one that's leading the charge with those. So definitely stay tuned, and we'll have more information.
Thank you, Tricia. And thank you, Tricia. I know you have a busy job, too, and for all you do for the Greater Mystic Chamber.
Well, I couldn't do it without everybody that helps out.
Yes. So, Hannah and Tricia, I'll see you on the streets.
Yep.
And we hope to see everybody on the streets of Mystic on August
8th and 9th.
We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.